It was December 10th, 1906, and the world was stunned. Theodore Roosevelt, the American president famous for his maxim to speak softly and carry a big stick, was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. He was the first head of state to receive the honor, and the controversy was immediate. Swedish newspapers declared Alfred Nobel was turning in his grave, and the New York Times chuckled that the prize went to the most warlike citizen of these United States. The Nobel Prizes were established by Alfred Nobel, a brilliant chemist who became ridiculously wealthy from his profitable and often deadly explosive inventions, including dynamite. Legends suggest Nobel created the prizes after a French newspaper mistakenly printed his obituary and called him the Merchant of Death. Appalled at this potential legacy, he stipulated in his 1895 will that most of his fortune should fund annual prizes for physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. The Peace Prize was intended for those who promoted fraternity between the nations and the abolition or reduction of standing armies, a stark contrast to Roosevelt's massive naval expansion. Roosevelt was not a pacifist. He viewed American military might as a necessary deterrent for peace, transforming the U.S. from a middling power into a global player. He sharply differed from people like the 1905 Peace Prize winner, Baroness Bertha von Suttner, who advocated strongly for disarmament. The key to his award lay in the Russo-Japanese War. This conflict, seen by some as World War Zero, introduced modern battleships and was hugely costly. By 1905, both the Russian Tsar's forces and the Japanese military were financially and physically depleted. Roosevelt saw a window to intervene, believing further fighting would be disastrous for both sides. Volunteering as a mediator, Roosevelt allowed both combatants to save face by not being the first to request peace. He hosted the negotiations in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where he used back-channel diplomacy and private meetings to overcome major sticking points, such as Japan's demand for a massive indemnity. The resulting Treaty of Portsmouth ended the war, elevating America's world stature and bringing Roosevelt international acclaim. French papers called him the victor. Beyond his militarism, the award carried a political cloud. Norway, whose parliament elected the Peace Prize Committee, had recently dissolved its union with Sweden. Critics argued the award was a strategic move by the newly independent nation to secure a powerful friend in the world. Despite the criticisms, the committee may simply have wanted to honor someone who could really get things done for peace. Roosevelt did not keep the $40,000 prize money, instead intending to fund a permanent industrial peace committee, though he later distributed it for World War I relief. However, the peace came with a hidden cost. The treaty confirmed Japan as the preeminent East Asian power. In a fittingly complex summation of Roosevelt's legacy, one historian notes that the road to Pearl Harbor in 1941 arguably began with the peace treaty signed in Portsmouth in 1905.